de Mayo time. It is Cinco de Drinko. Turn up.
Yesterday, but we're celebrating now because what are you going to do?
Yeah, because we were celebrating something else last week. So now it's time to party in honor of our neighbors to the south. Welcome to The Hop. We are a craft beer podcast. We make beer entertaining. My name is Stephen Humes. That is Gabriel Apria. What's up?
What's happening, everybody? Thank you so much for joining us for another annual tradition of Cinco de Mayo, or we like to call it Cinco de Drinko. This one is going to include, as always, shot of tequila. This time, we've got a beer. We've also got something else that I'm going to save. I'm not going to spoil that right away, but we're mixing it up a little bit. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy this beautiful holiday. I mean, for the love of God, Steven's wearing a sombrero. I mean, how could we not have fun?
I was just going to bring it up because I have to take it off right now. This is a lot. But it was fun while it lasted.
The effort. That's all that matters.
It was fun while it lasted. Yeah, we have quite a Cinco de Mayo celebration to get into. We got some things we've never had on the show before. And spoiler alert, we have no craft beer on the hop today. First time ever, we have 0% craft beer. But you know what?
I was going to say, we're a little ABI heavy this episode.
Yeah, we went...
Well, our bad.
What happened was, if you were with us last year, first of all, thank you. And last year for Cinco de Mayo, we went all out. We found craft beer from all over Mexico, beers that were brewed at small breweries in Mexico. And then all of a sudden this year came around and we were like, oh, shit.
Because we didn't want to repeat anything, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to find stuff. I know that's a horrible excuse, but here we are. God only knows what we're going to do next year, but we're not going to worry about that right now. So here we go. So we're a little ABI heavy, but you know what? The good times will keep a-rolling.
But you know what? Because it's Cinco de Mayo, we're going to do what we do here on the show from time to time, and we're going to kick things off by drinking a little bit of tequila.
Yes.
Yep.
And don't worry. I didn't drink during the drop this time.
Yeah, exactly.
I've learned.
So Gabe's going to do his first on-camera shot right now. Gabe, what tequila are you partaking in today?
So I've got the Casamigos Blanco, just a classic tequila coming out of Jalisco, Mexico. 100% Agave Azul. It was owned by George Clooney and the other guy, what's his name?
Got me.
It's on here, but I can't read his signature. But anyway, apparently George Clooney doesn't own this anymore, or he sold a share or something. But so I'm dedicating my shot to George Clooney. But yeah, I've got the Casamigos. Very excited. I've actually never had this before. So I wanted to switch it up a little bit. And I've got my salt. I've got my lime. I'm doing it legit. I'm going all out for this shot.
I got me some Patron. I went for it. The little Patron Silver, also out of Jalisco, Mexico, and it's crafted from the highest quality 100% Weber Blue Agave, carefully harvested, closely trimmed, and slowly steam-baked in small brick ovens. The bottle goes on, but it's Patron, guys. You know what it is. And to repeat what we said last year, 4 main types of tequila: silver, añejo, extra añejo, and reposado. Gold is not a real tequila. Don't drink it. Silver is the one I would go with if you're doing something like making a mixed drink or something like that, because why waste the money? If you are putting it on the rocks and going to sip on it, go for those añejos, those extra añejos, all of that stuff. It is just aged longer and a different kind of barrels, so it gives it more flavor. But if you're taking a shot or making a mixed drink, silver is good enough, and that is what we are doing, both of us. So, without further ado, hold on, let me get the, let's make this festive. Let's make this a party. I forgot we had that in.
Hey. I got the salt.
You got the salt, you got the lime. You ready to do this?
I'm ready to do this. Salt, tequila, lime. Okay, got it. I'm ready.
Here we go. Salud. I think that's Italian.
Salud. It's also Spanish.
That's Salud. Yeah, okay. Salud.
Cheers, everyone. Cinco de Mayo. Thank you for joining us.
Ooh. Woo! Yeah. That That was very different from when we took shots of whiskey on the show. That didn't go down quite as easy, but it was good. It was
that
strong.
was magical. That was so magical. I want to do another one.
You had the lime. See, I wish I had the lime. I didn't have any limes on me, so I wish I could have done it the old-fashioned way. Hold on, let me take a drink.
It helps, especially with the salt too. I'm nice and warm. I feel ready. I feel eager. I feel willing. That's what tequila does.
Yeah, and this one was really pretty smooth though. It was intense because it's a little early in the day for me for a shot of tequila, but it was very smooth and good. Yeah.
Can I tell you something?
Sure.
It's never too early in the day for a shot of tequila.
Fair enough, Gabriel. Especially on Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo, what is it? It's a party. It's a celebration of mostly Mexican American culture. What is it not? Mexican Independence Day. It is not that. We said that last year and we say it again this year. Don't get it mixed up. But it's an excuse to drink tequila, to party in the streets like these fine people behind me on Zoom. So it's an excuse.
Yeah, like they look like they're having a great time.
It's an excuse to have some margaritas, have some tacos, hit up your favorite Mexican restaurant, and, celebrate the best of Mexican Americans. But it really started in kind of California, I think, and it's become a big drinking holiday, obviously now, second to the Super Bowl, I believe. So it's not really a Mexican holiday. They don't really celebrate it as much down there. It has to do with a battle, and they beat the French or something, and then someone won something, and Cinco de Mayo happened.
And tequila. We don't know.
That's all the information I have to impart. All right. Well, we got the tequila down.
For now. It's down for now.
For now. So, all right, let's knock out some beer news before we continue the fiesta, shall we?
Beer news.
Let's go around the beer world real quick. Sierra Nevada is being sued by their former wholesaler, which is continuing the trend we've been talking about lately of breweries in disputes with their distributors. Not much news to report there. There's not a lot of information. I just wanted to mention that it's happening because it's a trend we've seen a lot. We've talked about it with a few different breweries in Massachusetts. Also, a legal fight is shaking down in Minnesota that's kind of interesting. Brewers are struggling with what they term archaic liquor laws. Basically, once a brewery gets to a certain size, which I think is pretty small, I think it's like 2,300 barrels or something like that, they cannot sell growlers. You can't do beer to go. The brewers there argue that makes them unable to compete with other breweries of their size, and so they're fighting against this law. There was a law put forth by some legislators this week that didn't go anywhere, so something to keep an eye on as it moves forward.
Come on, Minnesota, figure it out.
Get it together, Minnesota. Let the people drink beer.
Minnesota.
On the other side of the spectrum, Texas. Texas House Bill 1024 is getting closer to becoming a law, and this will allow alcohol to go to become a permanent thing in Texas. It passed the Texas House on March 25th. It's moving its way to the Senate. Basically, the governor of Texas, because of COVID, allowed beer to go to be a thing when restaurants delivered. They were also able to deliver beer, wine, and mixed drinks with the food orders. So there's a petition in place now to get this to be a permanent thing, and it's so far going pretty well. So hopefully if it continues to pass, that will be a thing.
That'll be huge.
It will be huge. And we talked about this a couple episodes back. It's something to keep an eye on. Every state obviously has their own liquor laws, and every state regulates this stuff completely independently and completely differently. But it's just something we've been talking about. Are the COVID sort of concessions going to be allowed to stay in place as we move out of this pandemic more and more, and as more people get shots in arms? So Texas, if Texas has anything to say about it, the answer is yes, they will stay in place.
Yeah, and they should, because it'll help out a lot of restaurants, a lot of bars. It's as long as it's concealed, why not? But I don't make the rules. The Michael James Jackson Foundation is awarding their first round of scholarships to people of color in the brewing industry. This is something that we love to see. This is something that really hit us hard in the news, and we are very excited to talk about it. little bit of background. The Michael James Jackson Foundation, it's a grant-making organization that funds scholarship awards to Black, Indigenous, and people of color within the brewing and distilling trades. So it's all kind of all in one. It's named after the late beer and whiskey writer Michael James Jackson. It was formed last year. Apparently, Michael James Jackson was a genius with this stuff. He's got a couple books. They've sold millions of copies, all of that. The foundation received a $35,000 donation from the American Institute of Wine and Food. So they are going to use that money to award the scholarship opportunities. Like I said, further the education in brewing and distilling industries. The awarding winners are LaTroya Butts, Jonathan Cano, Alexandra Turner, Landon Powell, and Enrique Levia. Congrats to you all. We are very excited for you guys. So this is really cool to see. We're really excited for this. This is a giant, organization, and scholarships for these kind of benefits really are what inspire us. So Michael James Jackson Foundation, good on you.
Yeah, this is great. It's moving towards that mission we've been talking about for a long time of, trying to increase representation in the brewing industry. And this is a big step for, it starts at the educational level, at the internship level. It starts at that age. So this is a great step in that direction. Hopefully more to come. All right, craft beer nerds, perk up your ears. I'm going to talk about Treehouse. So everybody get excited. All you Treehouse fans out there.
Love me some Treehouse.
Who doesn't, man? And Treehouse has a lot going on. We have previously reported that Treehouse is expanding onto Cape Cod. They're opening a brewery/tap room in Sandwich, Massachusetts. I just love that there's a town called Sandwich. I didn't know that. I do now.
It's amazing. It's so great.
Well, the plans to do that are moving forward and hopefully going to happen by the summer, even though neighbors in the area are protesting it. Treehouse said, we don't care. We got beer to drink. Get out of our way. So they're going to be doing that soon. They're also opening a distillery, and they had previously announced this. It's not really news. They announced it in February, but it's kind of in motion now. They're putting their distillery in their original location, which is in Charlton, and it's being headed up by John Charles Britton. He is an industry veteran and the former head distiller at Ann Arbor Distilling. And if you'll indulge me, I would love to just read a little bit from their website because it was very inspiring to me.
It's so eloquently written. It's kind of remarkable.
Imagine an apple brandy distilled entirely from the manual pressings of native heirloom apples grown on our farm in Connecticut and then barrel aged for a year in third use bourbon barley wine barrels. Seasonal vintages of fruit brandy eau de vie made from yellow raspberries, black currants, peaches, and pears, gracefully exploring the terroir and evolution of our biodynamically farmed fields. A fortified stout made from 3-year... Okay, it goes on and on, but the point is, you get the point. The point is...
Yeah, it's awesome.
They gonna be making some good shit, and I would like to get my hands on it.
Yes.
So, Treehouse, what can we say? Except that we're fans. We appreciate you. And this is one of the reasons for the new space, too. Or I don't know if it's a chicken or the egg thing, but the new space frees up room in the old space for some distilling. So,
yeah, it all sounds awesome. They've got a new coffee liqueur they're working on, which sounds awesome. Among other things, but yeah, it's good on them. To round out the news and notes, this isn't really news and notes. We just wanted to give a quick shout out to DocuSeries Live. They are a documentary series, very small, about craft beer, the ins and outs of craft beer. They've got an Instagram account. If you're on YouTube, there it is. Go follow them, check them out. But what's really cool about them is they have new episodes. Their latest episode, season 1, episode 2, just came out. They basically give a little bit of information about craft beer and the craft beer world, but you can enter for a chance to win $500 if you complete the questions and enter. It's available for everyone who has an Instagram account and goes and follows them, and obviously is 21 or older. You can enter for a chance to win this sweepstakes, and look out for more of their episodes because they should be churning them out very, very soon. But shout out to DocuSeries Live.
Yeah, and we enjoyed the episodes. I watched both of the episodes that are out currently, and they are, if you're not on YouTube, it's at docuseries.live on Instagram, so you can follow them over there. And I would just like to say, we took their quiz, and we got 100 on it. So that enters us in the competition. Gabe, I propose a toast in honor of Cinco de Drinko, please.
All right. Now, bear with me. My Spanish is a little rusty. Remember, I'm Italian. But this is the classic Cinco de Mayo classic toast. And it goes, arriba, abajo, izquierda, derecha, al centro, y pa dentro. Which translates to hands/drinks up, hands/drinks down. To the left, to the right, in the center, time to drink. Salud.
Salud, baby.
Up, down, left, right, center, drink. Anyone could follow that.
All right. There you have it. That was beautiful. It was simple. I remember that from last year. You did the Cinco de Mayo toast last year, too.
I did that one?
You didn't do that one, but I remember looking up Cinco de Mayo toast last year, and I remember reading that last year. But no, you did something.
What was mine from last year? It was probably something stupid.
We can clip it out.
No, we don't.
All right, I'm kind of nervous for what's about to happen right now, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a first, and let's get into it. Let's do it.
Okay. All right, folks. Well, we have long promised that one day we would do a spiked seltzer on the hop, and guess what? We're doing it now. Now, why, you ask, would we choose the Cinco de Mayo episode to feature a spiked seltzer? Well, I will tell you. It's because Travis Scott a couple months ago introduced the Cacti Agave spiked seltzer. So this is spiked seltzer with real agave from Mexico added into it, which is a difference from pretty much every other spiked seltzer on the market, and also made it seem somewhat theme appropriate for our show today. It is, for full disclosure, brewed by Anheuser-Busch in St. Louis, but it's a collaboration between Anheuser-Busch and Travis Scott, the pop artist, and yeah, here we go. And it's also 7% ABV, which intrigued me because most seltzers are not that high.
Yes. So, like we said, it's hard to get some stuff as opposed to last year when we got everything and we just kind of did it a little too soon. So this was one of the things that we both kind of went, well, it's made with agave. As you know, not a big seltzer fan, but I'm going to take a one for the team. It's made with agave, Mexico. I figured this will work. Also, Travis Scott, love him, great artist.
Yes.
We'll get into a little more detail on the collaboration, but and then the other thing was 7%. I am drinking the strawberry version, which I found out 5 minutes before we recorded is the least of them. That's the one you want to avoid. So I'm just jumping in. I don't care.
Well, that was Steven, one person's opinion, and we'll have to see what you feel about it.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm drinking the lime version, and there are 3 flavors currently available. There's the strawberry, the lime, and the pineapple, but we're going with strawberry and lime, kind of like our shirts right now on YouTube, red and green.
Oh, yeah, a little backwards,
but in reverse.
Yeah.
So, 7% ABV. Untapped currently has the strawberry the highest rank. They have that at 3.07. They've got the lime at 2.88 and the pineapple at 2.89, those are horrible ratings, and I feel like it's a little unfair to rank seltzer on Untapped, but we're telling you it anyway.
I got to be honest, I was just surprised it was up there.
Yeah, I mean,
I looked on the Beer Advocate just to be an asshole, but it's not. It
does not belong.
We did not pour this in a glass, by the way. We're just drinking it from the can.
That's it. Listen, it is what it is.
On the SRM chart, it's a 0.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's clear.
It's seltzer. So
it is made with agave, as well as fermented cane sugar, water, and a hint of lime juice. That goes for all of them. The lime flavor obviously has a little bit more lime juice because that's the flavor it is. But so that's the same. That's pretty much the standard. White Claw, Truly, they're all made with water, fermented cane sugar, a hint of lime juice, and some flavoring. This one happens to have agave, which is going to make it sweeter. It also jacks the calories up. A can of this is 150 calories per can, as opposed to White Claw and Truly, I believe, are at 100. So this one is not the let me sit out on the beach and just have a nice refresh. This one's a little bit more.
Well,
I guess it still kind of is that, but it's a little more treat yourself.
Remains to be seen. Yeah. Right, exactly. Remains to be seen because we haven't tried it yet. But I mean, I think it's still on that wavelength. It's just, this isn't the, I'm trying to diet. Well, then grab yourself a White Claw and F out of here. But so as we mentioned, it's endorsed and made by Travis Scott, the rapper, with help from ABI. It premiered, as Stephen said, on March 15th of this year, so it is very, very new. Not a lot of reviews so far, but according to one source, it secured the highest first-week rate of sale for a variety pack in Anheuser-Busch history. Obviously, with a celebrity endorsement, that helps, but that's still kind of impressive.
Yeah, it definitely crushed in its first couple weeks. I mean, people really went out of their way to get their hands on this. So we'll see how we feel. I will tell you on the nose, the first whiff was unpleasant. I will just say that. It was very...
I will agree with that. I have to agree with that, yeah.
It was very vegetal, and for me, it was like if you smelled, all right, bottled lime juice when you have that and you're what that smells like. It's a little bit it's very... tart, and you can kind of smell the acidity in there, and it's not a pleasant thing. It's there to serve a purpose, but you wouldn't want to drink it. So that was my initial smell. Now
mine was smelled like a sweet Jolly Rancher, but not a Jolly Rancher, more a Jolly Rancher, like that. I kind of had the negative sweet smell to it. It smells very, very sweet. It smells like it might be a little too sweet. So I'm nervous.
Yeah, I'm getting some of the sweetness now. I mean, obviously the nose isn't that.
It smells
complex.
boozy though. It smells like there's going to be a kick in the head to it.
Yeah, it does smell like it doesn't smell like. I mean, water doesn't have a smell, but it doesn't smell like nothing. There is a smell there, and it's not just fruit juice or sugary fruit juice. It smells like that is there, but behind that, like you said, there's a little bit of backbone to it, or what I would classify as booziness.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested. I think I'm gonna let you try yours first.
Okay, well, here we go.
Because I feel like yours is gonna be a little bit better. And real quick, I just wanted to mention that it is, as we mentioned, a product of Travis Scott, but it's also a part of his Cactus Jack team, which is a record label that was founded by him. They have their own publishing division. Travis Scott does have endorsement deals with McDonald's, Fortnite, the video game, and now he's throwing his hat into the spiked seltzer world, which is kind of interesting and fun. Apparently he was, I believe, in his hometown of Houston, and he was handing these out and everyone was going nuts. But yeah, it is very interesting to see Travis Scott being the businessman that he is. His music is also great. Go check it out. But yeah, that I'm very excited to try what he's been working on. Steven, how we feeling?
All right, so it's sweet. I mean, it's sweet. I've had Truly lime, and I think that's why I wanted to have the lime flavor, was because I've had other versions of seltzer, and when I do, I usually shoot for lime because it's a standard that. I'm a seltzer guy, non-alcoholic. I like to drink seltzer, and lime would be my flavor. So that said, it's sweeter than what I would imagine I would want it to be, but it's not undrinkable. It's not cloying necessarily. It's not like I'm going to have a hard time choking one back. You know what I mean? The booziness is very well hidden to me. This is 7% alcohol, and I feel like that could sneak up on you real quick. If you are used to drinking White Claw Truly or something like that, you might slam 3 of these and just wake up with the hangover de su vida, of your life, because the sugar.
Is that what that means in Spanish?
I think so, but I don't speak Spanish, so no. It's sneaky. Like the amount of sugar that's in here, however much that is, compounded with 7% alcohol. I mean, this will sneak up on you. It's the first sip is pretty vegetal. It's a lot of like it's kind of like corn husk or something. Like it's like like so in the sort of straw category that it's almost unpleasant, but you get used to it. And then as far as mouthfeel, it's obviously very high in carbonation. It's crisp. I think that this is a little sweeter than I would like it to be for me to call it refreshing. I don't personally find it very refreshing, but it's certainly drinkable. It's not bad. How'd I do? How was that?
You're right. So I tried mine while you were speaking. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, number one. Number two, maybe this is just how I feel about all spiked seltzer, but it just tastes like it's 85% water and 25% like, okay, you know what it tastes like? Like if you had a little bit of juice left over in a glass and you just watered it down. Like it just tastes like strawberry watered down flavor, which is nothing to do with this, with Cacti. It has nothing to do with this, just as a seltzer, as someone who has tried seltzer, that's the one thing I don't really like about spiked seltzer. It's just not a lot of flavor. It tastes very watered down and kind of like stale to me. But I was expecting this to be a lot worse. Is it life-changing? Absolutely not. But this tastes very much like a hard strawberry candy. Like, you know those hard candies that grandma used to have when the wrapper looked like a strawberry?
Very much so. Are you telling me it tastes like that?
Kinda.
That's sweet. I mean,
it's very sweet.
It's
very sweet. You were absolutely right about the booziness. This will sneak up on you. I'm not going to call it dangerous. I am going to call it sneaky, though, because if you're on a beach with your friends and you're just trying to have a good time and you're, down in a couple of these, like after number 3, drink some water, please. Like you're not going to feel too great the next morning.
Dude, half my can is gone already. And I don't even, like, I'm just trying to understand it. And I'm like, and I don't, I definitely feel a buzz, but I think a large part of that is the shots of tequila we took earlier. So
true.
Yeah,
it tastes like a hard candy in liquid form. I don't know why. I refrigerated it. It's very cold. I'm not getting a lot of carbonation. I feel like I'm supposed to, and I'm really not. It's a good can. It's not, flat or anything, but I feel like, I don't know. I think of seltzer and I immediately think of like bubbles on bubbles on bubbles.
Well, that's what I have. I mean, this is a zing in the mouth. If you are a seltzer drinker, I think that it would be interesting to hear from you whether or not you like this, because I think it's going to be sweeter than the seltzers you are used to. And depending on the type of seltzer drinker you are, that may not work for you. If you're someone who's more of a dry drink person, if you're more dry rosé, more, Chardonnay over Pinot Grigio, if you are more of a dry drink person, I don't know if you're going to like this. It might be too sweet for you.
If you're like me and you just drink craft beer, I know you're not going to like this.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to like this. So Who are we speaking to right now, Gabe? Who is still listening? If
you and me.
If you're
it's not undrinkable, though. It's not undrinkable. It's not.
No,
I'm being as honest as possible. Like
between the two of us, we have 16 more of these.
I was just about to say, like, good thing we each got to get a 9-pack.
And they will be finished. I promise you that. Because we've had worse than this in our life. Shout out to that vodka coconut water that was left in our fridge.
My dad took one sip of that and said, he looked at me and he just went, nope.
I refused to throw that out for like 3 years. Everyone that came over, we were like, hey, do you want to leave with one of these?
We tried to hawk it off to our friends so much to the point where people stopped coming over.
Some of them were champs and drank it. And those are the people that I think would really be in to this.
Not only did they drink it, they finished it.
Yeah, that's the key. We're talking about something different. So this is better than that by a long shot. And
For sure.
you know, it's different. I feel like it takes something like this, a sort of hook, like spiking it with agave. I feel like that's what it takes right now to get any kind of recognition on the seltzer shelf at the moment, because there's so many, that and a celebrity endorsement.
Yeah, that certainly helps. But I mean, you know, White Claw, Truly, you know, Bud Light Seltzer, Corona Seltzer.
Bon and Viv. I mean, the list goes on and on.
There's just so many, and they're kind of taking over, which, you know, no judge, like, good for you. Like, make your money, do your thing. People will drink it, obviously. But yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, you know, make a space for yourself, hey, Travis Scott, you busy? I mean, get him in here, you know, like, why not?
Yeah. I want to know what my Mexican friends would say to me if they found out that the way I was celebrating their country on my podcast was to drink spiked seltzer. But like we said, it's in honor of the beautiful blue agave plant that you get in Jalisco, Mexico, and that's why we're doing this. And
hey, we started with tequila. We started strong. Like, don't hate on us yet. We'll get back to neutral.
And I want the listeners to understand, we are if we sound snarky or like if we sound like we're shitting on this at all, please know we're doing everything in our power to not do that. We are trying to be objective about this, and it's hard. And I really don't even hate it. You know what though?
It's not terrible. It's not.
Yeah. You know what?
It's not amazing.
Last Cinco de Mayo was when we, by choice, we didn't have to do this, but we chose to bring a certain beer company into the mix.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
And I'm gonna say something crazy right now, people.
Oh, say it. I want it on record.
I would rather drink an agave spiked seltzer than drink a beer that someone put fucking corn syrup and cornstarch in for no reason at all. So you know what? Fight me. Shots fired. Michael is behind me. And exclamation point. And so this Cinco de Mayo is better than last Cinco de Mayo because of that.
I don't. Oh, okay. I don't know what to say. Sure. Why not? I mean, maybe I think if I had to choose, I'd probably pick this, but I really liked last year. I had the beer from La Bru that was made with blue corn chips.
Yeah, there's so many.
That's the stuff we looked for, guys. We couldn't find it. We're sorry. Don't hate us. And we had to go with seltzer.
We've had feedback from the episode because that wasn't the only one. We also did another episode that we did strictly Mexican beers, and we've gotten feedback from listeners in Mexico that appreciated that we found those breweries and were able to get our hands on them. So please know,
they invited us to Mexico.
Please know, we're aware that there's excellent craft beer in Mexico that many Americans are not aware of. And if we could be drinking it right now, we would be. Don't blame us. Blame the distribution channels of the world. But if we ever get a chance,
the East Coast.
if COVID fucks off and we can go down to Mexico, maybe we'll visit one day. Anyway, do you have anything else to offer about the Cacti agave spiked seltzer? I feel like we covered everything there is to say about their operation. There's no brewery to talk about.
No, there's not. I really want Travis Scott. If he has done this, I apologize I'm not with it, but I really want him to rap about this. And I want him to just throw like a random lyric in one of his songs. I know he likes Jamba Juice, so he should throw this in there. It's very sweet. It's a little too sweet, but it's not terrible. It's not undrinkable. Do I like seltzers? No. But
how does this compare to other seltzers you've had?
This is a little bit better. Okay. I think because of the agave, because of the flavor, because it's 7%, because it has alcohol in it. You know, I will admit, get ready. I will admit, I have had a White Claw before. I would choose this 99.9999999% of the time over White Claw. 100%.
I have also had White Claw. It was the lime flavor.
I had the black cherry one. It sucked. Sucked. I was like, why
Shots
am I
fired?
I don't care. Fight me. It sucked. I was with a bunch of people. We were celebrating Halloween. I didn't bring anything. They were like, we got Tito's that you can drink from the bottle or White Claw. I was like, what are we doing here? All right, hand me a White Claw. It was the black cherry. I took one sip and I immediately was like, I regret everything. But then somebody brought out some beer and it was fine.
I would choose the Cacti as well, strictly because of the ABV. And yes, I am aware that there are certain seltzers on the market now that are 8% and up. I'm intrigued. I would try them, but I haven't yet. So in the meantime, I would choose this strictly based on that. It is a little bit sweeter than the White Claw lime, but it's not, I mean, the White Claw lime is sweet in and of itself. So it's not like drinking this is not like, ooh, that's sweet. I like the other one because it was refreshing. They're both kind of sweet. It's not a natural lime flavor. That's the thing. It is not like if you squeezed a lime and drank the juice, that's not the flavor of this. It's a sugary lime. It's like a lime
I bit
lollipop.
into a lime not 20 minutes ago, so I can confirm.
This is like a lime Jolly Rancher. Like there's a little bit of it's the sugar, and I do not like sugar in my drinks, and that's just what it comes down to. So that would be my criticism of that. However, this, if you want to get that beach bod and sit on a beach drinking this,
this is a beach drink for sure.
Yeah, I won't judge you. All right. We do have a beer in the house.
Thank God. Oh my God. Can you imagine if that would that's it. Thanks for joining us.
That's why we're so afraid to do a full seltzer episode, because it would just be an hour of that.
An hour of Gabe just angry, like, why am I here?
Okay.
Let's go get beer and let's get into it.
Okay, so this is a color that
let's get back to basics here.
This makes sense to me. This is a beer.
Yes.
We're drinking Victoria. Now, again, not a craft beer. We warned you at the top. This is an amber / Vienna style lager, but it's brewed in Mexico. It is considered one of the oldest Mexican beer brands because it was originally brewed in Mexico by Compañía Toluca y Mexico in 1865. They were then bought by Grupo Modelo in 1935, and ever since then, they've been part of the Modelo family. So you can think of Victoria along the lines with all those other brands they own, which does include Corona, Pacifico, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
All the basic stuff, yeah.
But this is darker than that. This is not a Pilsner. This is not a Corona or a Pacifico. This is a Vienna-style lager.
The perfect color that I'm looking for. On camera, it looks a little browner, but in person, it's like orangey red. It's awesome.
It's pretty. It's a pretty amber color, and that's really exciting to me. Is that it is higher on that SRM chart, probably around the 20s.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 19 to 22, depending on the chart and the lighting and whatnot. It's pretty light. It's only 4% ABV. Yep. IBU's 19. Now for the scores. Beer Advocate gave it a 69. Untapped gave it a 3.14.
Listen, again, we knew ABI. That. Yeah, we know. It's It's big beer. It's not craft beer, and we get that, and it's okay. It's okay because what is the mission of this show, Gabe?
Inclusionary.
Exactly. I'm not sure inclusionary is a word, but that's what we. But
inclusionary.
Our point from starting this show is that as much as this isn't our favorite beer and isn't maybe the beer we would just so be dying to drink for you right now, this beer has a place in the world and it belongs, and there's a reason you might want to drink it. Maybe it's Cinco de Mayo.
Who knows? Maybe we'll drink this and we'll be like, stop the presses, game changer. This is the beer for us.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. New favorite beer.
The Victoria.
I'm done with crap. This is now like, the what? Victoria podcast.
Yeah, why not? Who knows? But maybe. It's one of the oldest beers produced in Mexico. Very, very specific to this episode, and we figured, why not? Let's dive right in. This is what the can looks like. For those of you on YouTube, I'll describe it later. Don't worry. Let's smell it.
The nose is very pleasant. I will say that. The nose is caramel. It's toasted malt for sure. It smells like a red ale or a brown ale more a red ale though.
Caramel, little bit of toffee, that ballpark.
Yeah, it smells.
Toasted malt.
It smells like toasted malt, but not dark malt. The malts in here are probably probably Vienna malts or something of that nature. So they're lighter. And so it does have this smell of caramel, a bit of brown sugar, very bready.
A lot of reviews I read online said orange, like not orange straight up citrus, but like a flavored burnt orange.
I could get behind that.
Like an orange you put like in like a stew or something like that.
Orange bitters come to mind for me.
Yeah.
You know when you have a Manhattan and there's that like burnt orange peel in there sometimes?
Boy, do I.
Yeah, well that I get notes of that off this for sure.
Yeah.
I think the nose is far more complex than it would be if this was like a Corona or something of that nature. So I think to that end, this is a step up on that for what else is in their portfolio. You know, it's not like putting your nose into a Heineken. It's not like putting your nose into a Budweiser. It's not like putting your nose into a Corona. It's got some layers to it.
Yeah, for sure. No head retention. I've got a ring around the glass, but that's it.
No head existence.
Yeah, for real.
It didn't even have a head at all.
Yeah, no stickiness. It's coming down pretty quickly. That should give you an idea of what it's at. Again, 4%. So, you know, for us, we'll need a 24-pack to feel anything, but we'll see.
It's fine. After that 7% seltzer.
Yeah.
All right, you know what I'm going to do? Because I feel like we didn't play it long enough. I'm going to play this. I'm going to let the mariachi band take over while we take a sip of this beer. How's that? Boom!
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's festive and it's to the point. Salud.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, Gabe.
Happy Cinco de Drinko, Steven.
It's so much lighter than you think it's going to be on the nose, you know? You let me know when you've had enough of this music, by the way, because I'm enjoying it. I feel like I'm being serenaded right now.
What's wrong with the music? I'm chilling. I'm loving it. I think it's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's an amber lager. It's very straightforward. It's got those caramel toffee notes. It's a little bit of sweetness, malty, corn-like, you know. It tastes a little factory made, but I'm not hating it. I'm not losing my shit. Like it's good, straightforward. I think it works.
Okay, I gotta stop it. I can't take you seriously, but I'm glad we got that in there. I agree. I think there is a little bit of bitterness in here, which I actually like. There's a little bit of some sort of hoppy bite almost. I mean, I don't want to say that because it is a lager, but there's something a little bit bitter in a pleasant way. And then to your point, there's also something a little metallic. And that's where the factory made comes in. There's like a little bit of like wateriness to it, you know, definitely
processed.
Yeah. But I really don't mean to, I mean, I feel like I did all the shitting on them I need to, but there's not that sweet, cloying, corn syrupy thing that we had in the Dos Equis last year.
Yeah,
so
no,
I'm gonna reach for a macro beer to represent Mexico, this over Dos Equis 100% hands down all the way. Take it to the bank. I mean,
yeah, I would same. This is 12 times better than that. You know, it's not life changing, but it's exactly what we need in this moment. You know,
especially because we've been just drinking a seltzer, so now I feel like we're like, oh, beer.
You know,
thank God, no. But it's light, it's sweet, it's not going to change your life. It is a perfect factory made Vienna style lager. It's like cookie cutter. It's like it follows the recipe exactly. It is McDonald's. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I mean, just
it's
like
a Big Mac.
if you get a Big Mac in Florida and you get one in Chicago, it's the same exact thing. You know what I mean? Like there's absolutely no variety based on where it comes from or whatever. That's what this is. It's solid. It does the job. It's not a culinary masterpiece.
And it's noted as an amber, and I love the ambers. I love the color. I love the texture. I love the way it tastes. Amber specifically, and this follows that category. So for me, it's solid. You know, solid. I think is like the perfect name for it. Like as beer drinkers, it's like it's solid. Like I could drink this on the beach.
100. I think this is, and maybe it's just because of me and who I am and my preferences, but I also think our listeners will probably go along with me on this. So for me, this is more refreshing than the seltzer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I know the seltzer is supposed to be a refreshing, like spritzer type situation, but this is more refreshing than that. It's crisp. It's got a medium carbonation, but it's like you said, it's light bodied. It's light drinking. It's 4%. The other one tastes like nothing and is 7%. So it's just going to give you a hangover with almost no, and you don't even get the flavor to pay for. This one, you get flavor and you can have like 6 of them and be fine.
Yeah, seltzer's for if you've given up on life, but Victoria is if you're getting back into it. If you've had a rough go and you got to get the wheels back on the horse.
It's
the carriage of, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I've been
and
drinking.
The ingredient list in here, they give it to us. I don't know that we need to give it to you, but I started the sentence, so might as well. It's water, barley, malt, cereals, and hops. So we've confirmed from the website.
Non-malted cereals.
And no.
Specifically.
No what, Gabe?
Corn syrup!
Stay thirsty, my friends.
That's right. All right.
You know they replaced that guy in those commercials? It's like a younger guy who says it in Spanish now, and it's like...
Why? What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he left his contract or if, God forbid, he passed away. If he did, our prayers are with you.
Oh
I hope not. But
well,
yeah, I just, like, one day I was like, oh, they got a younger guy for, like, a promotional thing. I think it was for, like, an event or something. But yeah, no, he's out now. And
well, he will forever live in infamy on this podcast as
100%.
Our representation of shitty beer. Sorry, but that's what you got yourself. Gabe, I don't know what you're going to do right now, and I don't envy you at all, but it's in the rundown. We got to do it.
Can Art and Crafts.
Bob Ross, help me out. Give me your spirit, give me your wisdom and your guidance as I dive into the can arts and crafts of these cans. And as always, we're going to go in order. So we're going to start with the seltzer motherfucker. All right. It's pretty basic. It's pretty basic bitch white girl, if I got to be honest with you. Just a white can. It says Cacti. It's got the logo, which it's got a little bit of flair to it. Some agave leaves poking out of the sides. If you have the strawberry, it's red. If you have the lime, it's green. If you have the pineapple, it's yellow. I have the strawberry, it's red. It's got some flair. It kind of looks a little fun. Overall, there's not much going on, though. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Maybe that's what they were going for. Maybe it's not. I don't know, but that's what we're dealing with. Then we've got the Victoria, which looks kind of pretty, not gonna lie. It's got a red base with the word Victoria written in cursive, gold logo and color at the top of the beer. It looks kind of formal is the word I'm coming up with. It feels very royalty-like, red and gold and white and a little bit of black. I feel like those colors kind of come together in royalty in some sort. So it is fun, but again, another one. It's kind of basic. So overall, I think Bobby and I got to give the Cacti a 7.5, and I got to be honest, most of those points come from the fact that Travis Scott is backing this. And for the Victoria, I'm going to give it a 6.7 out of 10. Bob Ross agrees. Bob Ross is here. He is here. Say hello. And that is another amazing edition of Can Arts and Crafts.
Yeah, well, that is called making lemonade, ladies and gentlemen. That's called taking just nothing and making something out of it.
That's called showing up for work there when you don't want to.
You read the script. You said, they ain't giving me much. I got to make something out of this. Here we go.
It kind of looks like royalty colors, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it does. And the cacti, it's eye grabbing. It's pleasing to look at.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, like yours.
It's
okay,
clean.
so put yours to the screen here. Yours is in green.
Yeah,
mine's in red.
You can see through it because of the green screen if you're on
green
YouTube.
Screen. Damn it.
But yeah, it's clean, and I think that's kind of what the drink is supposed to be. So it's definitely a specific aesthetic that they're going for. Good for them. Bob Ross thinks it's a 7.5. Guys,
maybe.
Do you think we should rank the drinks we had today?
Gee, let me think. Casamigos 1, Victoria 2, Cacti 3. Steven?
Yeah, Patron 1, Victoria.
Yeah, correct.
So Patron 1, blank space, blank space, blank space, Victoria 5.
Ooh.
And this did not turn out well for the cacti. And we really didn't mean it to happen that way. But
hey, listen, we just review. Normally we talk about what's on tapped. Cacti, strawberry, lime, pineapple, Victoria, Corona. Moving on.
Pretty much.
That's what we got.
It's look, you know what? You got to celebrate Cinco de Mayo somehow, and we are doing it the way that we can in this current climate. Whether you're having a margarita or a Corona or a Victoria, or dare I say it, a Dos Equis, or just drinking a seltzer and saying fuck it. It's from St. Louis, but there's something Mexican about it. That's honestly Cinco de Mayo, really. Like, right? Like,
yeah, kind of.
It's like, I don't know, it's something Mexican. Because we're stupid Americans. That's the holiday.
If you're as cool as Steven, you'll have a sombrero. And if you're not as cool as Steven, you won't. But yeah, break that puppy out. Yeah, you got it.
It doesn't fit on my head with the headphones I have to wear for this recording. So, yeah, but it's here.
You look amazing.
All right, get it out of here. All right, we shut up. We have one last thing to do before we leave.
Damn straight.
Last call.
Oh, I'm kind of excited for this one. I really am.
This one's different. I like this one. This one's going to be fun.
You're not as excited for it as I am because you haven't gotten into the show yet, but I'm going to get you into it. Don't you worry. So
correct, but okay, go on. I'll talk about it later.
All right. Heineken is selling pit wall bars to Formula One fans. All right, we usually don't like our last topics to be beer related, but this one I was so excited about this. F1 fans, Formula One, if you're not into it, it's racing, and I'm not into it. Let me just start with that. I don't watch racing. I don't care about racing. I've never understood NASCAR. I don't
just
get
never
it.
know when it's on.
But Formula One it's this global thing, and it's like, it's not NASCAR. They're not going in circles. They're on these big tracks, like throughout the streets of like Dubai and shit. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And so there's a documentary on Netflix called Formula One Drive to Survive. I'm generally a documentary guy. I'm generally a sports guy, and sports documentaries are one of my favorite things in the world. So I just decided in a lull, I was like, let me go for it. And I'm a season and a half in right now, and I'm fully hooked on Formula One. I'm like, I might want to start watching it. I'm invested in like what teams are like doing well, like where the money is, where the driver, who's driving for what team. Like, I'm all into it. Well, Heineken has got this promotion going on, I guess, where they've created a pit wall bar. So it looks like, if you've never seen Formula One, there's the pit where they do the changing of the tires and all that stuff, but there's a wall of like TV screens, and there's like guys with headphones on who are communicating with the drivers, and they're talking to them the whole time they're driving, and they're monitoring things that I don't understand. I don't know if it's gas levels or
turn left.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but they've got like metrics on the car the whole time, and they're just following it. So this is what it looks like, and it's a place where fans can watch the race while it's got a bar built into it.
It's got a little beer machine in the middle. What would you call that? A keg? Like not a keg,
it's like a tap.
but
It's like having beer on tap.
It's the pull thing, and beer comes out. It's like
it's
whole
a
thing.
hub where you can watch the race and drink a beer. Now, the only catch to this is that it is Heineken 0.0, so it's not alcoholic beer. So it does make me wonder if you can like if I bought one of these, could I like swap that keg out with something I got in my house?
Well, according to David Coulthard, he's an F1 series legend and he's a Heineken ambassador. He said, and I'm quoting, "The pit wall didn't look like this when I was a driver, but I think fans are going to love this, getting as close to the action as possible with ice-cold Heineken 0.0 on tap. I'm not sure it gets any better than this. And I got to tell you, Davey boy, I think I can think of something that gets better than that. How about a beer with alcohol in it?" I don't know. To your point, let's swap the hubs out. Throw in a 9% double IPA and I'm your man. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I don't know why it's specifically Heineken 0.0, but basically they're giving, I think there's a competition. Yeah, there's a competition that's currently open. It was open ahead of the first race, which was in Portugal. I think it was the first race this past Sunday, May 2nd. So that was sort of a test concept of it, but I guess it's a thing that's going to keep happening. And some of the Red Bull drivers are involved. Max Verstappen, shout out to Max Verstappen. He beat out Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull competition. Then Daniel Ricciardo switched and went teams. It was this whole drama thing. See, I'm really into this documentary. You got to watch it.
Hashtag documentary.
Watch the documentary. The fun topic is really Formula One Drive to Survive on Netflix.
Here's the thing, though. I think it's cool. I love racing. I'm not big into NASCAR or F1, but I like... First of all, this assortment is huge. Like, where would you put this in your house? But if this was in my house, like, are you kidding me? I'd be watching F1. I'd do whatever I can to watch F1. I'd be like, it's on. I got a beer. Fuck it. Watch them drive. Because again, like you said, it's not just a giant circle. They're going through the streets of like France or, wherever, Portugal, Monaco, like wherever they are, they're going through and they're like turning. The only experience I have with F1 is the show on Netflix, the David Letterman, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction. Mm-hmm. He interviews someone, but he like hangs out with them. He did, I believe his name was Daniel Hamilton. He's an F1 driver, and he's like the Michael Jordan of F1 driving. But he got in the car with him, and he's
Marcus Hamilton?
His last name was Hamilton. I don't know what his first name is.
I think, okay. I could be wrong about it too, and then that's embarrassing for all of us. Sorry if you're an F1 fan. We're new to this.
The Hamilton guy. Anyway, they looked like they were killing it, and I was just like, driving a fast car. I'm into that. You hand me a beer, I'm down. Let's do it.
Yeah, this looks really cool. If you're someone who's into this, and even if you're someone who's not, it's f1.com. Don't know how they got that URL. That's amazing in and of itself. But f1.com, and that's where you can enter the competition to join this. It is sponsored by Red Bull, so it's sort of Red Bull team specific, which is why Max Verstappen's a part of it. But yeah, I think it's really cool and fun. And Heineken, their beer sucks, but they do such great things on the side. Like last week, we were talking about their green initiatives.
Yeah.
And now they got this going on, and they have all these great things. And it's like, man, you just don't make good beer. But other than that, everything else is great.
They make good commercials for the 0.0. So you and I are in an F1 car, and we're racing. I mean, let's be real. We went go-kart riding not too long ago in Connecticut. I mean, how much fun would this be? You and I just like, oh God, floor it,
Dude, that show makes it look so easy, and also
really,
yeah, but it's not though. Like I don't want to sound like that show makes it look so easy that you have these moments where you're like, I could do that, and then you go to bed and you're like, no, you fucking can't. Like First of all, these kids are like 10 years younger than I am now. Yeah. And second of all, like, yeah, no, it's ridiculously hard, and what they go through is incredible. But I just find the one I was watching the other day, it was raining and they're like driving the cars. And I'm like, if there's ever a sport that, like, because I criticize baseball for rain delays. I'm like, football, we rain, shine, snow, tornado, it doesn't matter. We're playing the game. But baseball, I'm like, you could play, like, I mean, come on. But if there's ever a sport that should be rained out, it's probably one where dudes are going 250 miles per hour around winding turns in a car.
Yeah, especially those types of cars with those types of wheels.
You might want and they eventually, like, they're in the middle of the race and there was like an aerial shot and there's just one dry streak around the track because that's where all the cars are driving. So they're all just staying on the same little lane that's dry and the rest of it is wet. It's crazy.
Apparently, for F1 drivers, while they are driving, they like lose weight because of I don't remember it's all science based, but apparently because of the velocity and because of how fast they're going, like I don't know if it's how their body is moving, but apparently like you can lose weight driving.
Well, they're all jacked and it's really annoying.
That's makes what no I'm saying. Sense. See, exactly. So
they show them like working out, and I'm like, why? You're sitting in a car. Why are you doing this? Why? They show them they're constantly like training.
No, apparently they have to. Apparently there's something with the center of gravity. Like the ignorance in me is just like, I mean, just grab the steering wheel and turn. Like, I don't get it. But apparently, yeah, you have to. It's all core. I don't know how. I don't know why. But that's what I got from the David Letterman show. Like, you will lose weight driving. And it's like, if that's what it takes, I'll go to a racetrack and just drive around for 2 hours at 100 miles an hour because I got some, especially from beer, I got a tummy and I need to get rid of it.
You got to get on that FNX fitness train. What you listeners are listening to right now is Stephen and Gabe discovering a new sport. That's what you're hearing right now. And 2 years from now, we'll be at every Sunday race like, get it. We'll be fans.
We'll be painted. We'll have shirts off with like painted chests. Like woo! Like
This is how it happens. All right, we have to go, guys. It was a different episode. It was something weird. It was something new. But you know what? We cobbled something together. We had fun, and I would say the Victoria impressed me, and the Cacti did not hurt me. So I think we got there.
Yeah, but if you listen to Travis Scott's albums while drinking the Cacti, it might make it taste better.
That's true.
I'm just saying. So get on it. But yeah, that's it. Cinco de Mayo, Cinco de Drinko. Thank you guys again for joining us. This has been so great. We love doing this. This is fun.
If you haven't yet partied, it's never too late to have a little fiesta in honor of our friends to the south. At the HO Podcast on Instagram, Twitter. Hit us up, like, comment, subscribe. We will be back next week. See you then.
Bye, guys.